What is up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt, where we discuss all manner of entertainment, movies, games, franchises. We'll even do some book talk videos eventually.
We don't read.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. We don't read. Matter of fact, I'm not sure we can read, but I digress. Today we are graced by Toby's
We are
presence.
considered certain.
I can speak. Toby, you got really quiet.
Yeah, very quiet.
Motherfucker.
Is
Can't hear shit.
something covering your mic?
There's nothing covering my mic.
There you go.
Did you glue your balls to your butthole again?
Is it better now? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Are we good?
yeah, I can hear
We
you.
good?
Yep.
Still kind of muffled, but better.
I can actually hear
Shut
what you're
up,
saying now.
I'm kidding.
Anyway, we have Toby here again. I'm sure if you've been on the channel for long enough, you've seen Toby a few times. He is a channel regular for sure. We talk about some cool stuff with Toby. But,
I do just be here.
yeah, he just be here sometimes, and he's not getting paid, but it's alright.
Yet. Not getting paid yet.
Once we hit 1 million subscribers, we'll
Keyword.
start paying him. So make sure you hit the sub button, hit the like button if you enjoy what you're seeing,
Yeah.
and make sure you
Come
go
on.
check all of our other videos out because we've got some bangers. We got some bangers coming up too. We actually sat down and made a little schedule, and we got a few on the books right now, working in progress. So that's cool.
Yes.
But before we get started, got any updates? Been doing anything, Derek? Toby? Anybody got any fun stuff they've been up to? Any cool shit they've been listening to? Concerts they've attended?
Fucking ruptured eardrum.
That's fun.
Dude. I just recently went to see Born of Osiris for like the 4th time.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Like a week or two ago. It was Born of Osiris, Attila, Traitors, and Extortionist. I wasn't gonna go to this show until I found out that Extortionist was fucking opening. I was like, holy shit, this is the band that I've been like obsessed with for the last like week and a half. Speaking of which, they just put out a new album. Fucking fantastic. It's called Devoid of Love and Light or something like that. Incredible. It's only like a half hour long, but it's so fucking good.
What was
it's
it?
It's probably making my top 10 of the year. Devoid of Love and Light by Extortionist. The best way I can describe them is like a fusion of nu metal and deathcore. It's pretty fucking cool.
Hell yeah. I'll have to peep it. I've heard them before, but it's been a while. I'll have to check them out again.
Their older stuff, at least from what I've seen, has all been just like pretty your run-of-the-mill deathcore type shit, like in the vein of like Kublai Khan or like Knocked Loose, that type of thing. But this new album has a lot of like almost 10 years kind of influence. Like there's a couple songs in there that I feel like give the same vibe as 10 years, like the band 10 years.
Have you? Is that the song? Is that the song you sent me the other day and we were talking about that? It's like 10 years and 3
Yeah.
days grace. That I was.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It's got the vibe of like 10 years and like old like Adam era 3 days grace. It's pretty fucking.
But like slightly heavier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember them. Yeah, that was pretty bussin'. I could fuck with that.
It's good shit.
Yeah, I haven't really been listening to anything in particular. I haven't been to any shows recently since that Kublai Khan show. But I do have tickets to go see Lorna Shore and Whitechapel and all that good stuff in October, so that'll be fun.
I need to get my tickets for that still. I think my plan is I'm going to go to the Omaha, Nebraska show because it's the day after Justin's birthday. So I'm going to go to Des Moines, which is only 2 hours away from me now as opposed to 3. I'm going to go to Des Moines, stay with him for the day for his birthday, and then I think we're just gonna ride up to Omaha, which is only like an extra 2 hours together, and then I'll just come back the next day.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's going to be in Boston for us, so it's like 45 minutes or so. But I'm pretty pumped about it. Pretty pumped. I still got to get my Silver Scream tickets, too, because,
that's going to happen.
That's going to definitely be happening. It's at I'm pretty sure it's at a bigger venue now, so should be a lot more stuff, and I'm pretty pumped about it. And hopefully we get some new Ice Nine Kills music as well. At least an announcement, for fuck's sake. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple singles or something. That'd be great.
I could fuck with that.
Yeah, dude, so far, all it's showing is, hey, Jamie Kennedy's going to be there. That's cool. And then basically Terrifier.
Yeah,
like,
everybody from Terrifier.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Including Damien.
Yeah.
The whole
There's a
crew.
convention, Derek. I don't know if you saw it. There's a convention that popped up on my Facebook earlier today in Des Moines that's going to have the guys from Terrifier as well.
Oh, what?
It's like, it was called like Nightmare Fest or something like that. I'll see if I can find it after the episode, but
Interesting.
I'm going to look. Nightmare Weekend, maybe?
something like that. It was definitely, it had the word nightmare in it. I was thinking it was Comic-Con because there is a Comic-Con that's happening and they've got like a couple kind of names, but then I saw like the dude that plays Art the Clown and the director were going to be there. And I was like, oh shit, but then I realized it wasn't actually the same con.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I'm at the right thing because it says it's September 27th through the 29th, but it's not showing any like guests or anything.
I just happened to see a post about it on Facebook, and I figured I'd mention it since you brought him up.
Oh, dude, hell yeah! No, I will definitely keep my eyes on that one.
Speaking of events, did you guys see that Mayhem Fest is coming back?
Yeah.
I did.
Mayhem Fest has been posting a bunch of shit, so I'm pretty intrigued to see what they got lined up for that. That'd be cool. Very first metal show I ever went to was the very first Mayhem Festival that they did with Slipknot, Disturbed, Mastodon, and Dragon Force, and that was wild, man. That was a good show.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be going. Like, I've already got 2 concerts scheduled this year, so I don't foresee myself going to anything else. Just trying to save money. But
What are you going to?
going to see Maiden October 24th in Chicago. Really pumped for that. And then the next one, which I'm going to stress, is all Karen. Towards the end of August, we are going to go to Vegas. And the Killers are doing a residency up there, and they're one of her favorite bands. So, like, they're going to be playing their debut album in full and then other stuff, so she wanted to see that. So, we're going to Vegas in August.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jacob, you don't look happy.
The Killers.
Like I said, dude, it's Karen's pick. I'm on it.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm not.
Honestly, I don't even want to fucking fly at this point in time with just all the shit going on with the planes and stuff. So yeah, but we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
What are we talking about today, Toby?
Oh man, I love that I always get to be the guy that introduces the shit.
Yeah.
You
gotta pick or keep one way or the other.
I missed everything.
Yeah, dude. You went back to I can barely hear you.
He said.
What the fuck?
He said you gotta earn your keep one way or another.
I was saying, Jacob,
am I good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
For the second, yes. But anyways, go ahead.
I think it's just if somebody else is talking, you like cut out. I think that might be Discord's problem, not yours.
That's It does that to me every once in a while too, for like when you guys start talking over each other. But anyway, we're talking about the greatest fucking video game console generation of all time today.
Yeah, that's fair.
What
Sixth
generation
generation.
is that? 6.
That would be the 6th generation of consoles, my boy. We're talking PS2. We're talking original Xbox. We're talking GameCube. We're talking all that shit, brother.
Hell yeah.
Don't forget Dreamcast.
And the Dreamcast. Forgot about the Dreamcast. That one's there.
As I forget Dreamcast. Don't forget Dreamcast. Oh shit, I forgot about Dreamcast.
No, I had to keep double checking to make sure that the Dreamcast was in the 6th generation, but it is.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever played a Dreamcast.
I have. I actually.
I don't know where you guys lie on this spectrum, but for me, I'm talking PS2 today because that's what I grew up on.
Yeah, PS2 was my jam, but I do have one. I have one GameCube game.
You talk PS2 all you want, but fucking right there, man.
I've got one GameCube game. The rest are all PlayStation. I mean, I guess some of them were Xbox as well, I suppose. But I personally played them on the PlayStation too.
Yeah.
Let me see. I've got 1, 2, 3, or whoops, wrong list. 1, 2. Actually, only 2 of mine are from GameCube.
Damn.
All of mine are from PS2, and I've got all of them physical copies right here in front of me. The only one I don't have is one honorable mention that is in my list that for some reason I don't have the disc for anymore.
I have the discs for all of these except for the GameCube one, because I've never owned a GameCube.
Nerd.
I've never owned a GameCube, and the discs are in my CD case that are in the other room, so I'm not going to get them. But
I got 3 GameCubes. How many have I owned total? 5.
What a fucking...
No, 4. 4, because I kicked one once.
Fucking nerd.
What, dude? They got different colors. I've got an indigo, a silver, and a black. I need to get my hands on an orange.
Jesus Christ.
I love a GameCube.
I mean, the GameCube was fun, but let's be real. Let's be real.
I would say right above my doorway. Hold on. Right above my doorway, over this way. What the? Up there. Yeah, I got a GameCube sign up there. But I'm not moving the camera because that's going to fuck everything all sorts of up.
PS2 reigns supreme and always will.
Oh, I'm not denying that. Like, just fucking numbers alone, the PS2 is the best, like, one of the best-selling consoles of all time, whereas Xbox and GameCube aren't. But
I was gonna say, PS2 doesn't only reign supreme over this generation; it reigns supreme over every video game console ever.
It's so
it's
good.
Literally the best console generation of all time.
Yeah. Dude, I'll take that in the comments too. Go ahead, hit us with your disagreements so I can get the mod team out here to ban your stupid ass.
yeah, I was just saying, go ahead and try and tell us that the PS3 is better. I dare you.
The first person to say some shit about the Xbox 360 is catching these hands.
Yeah.
Wrong gen, bud.
Even as an avid Xbox gamer, yeah, the 360 was a shit show. When you another day.
I don't remember the PS2 ever having no red ring of death. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't remember original Xbox having a yellow light of death either. So,
damn.
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna be back 2 seconds.
Okay. Dude, speaking of the fucking PlayStation 2 and its ability to just withstand the test of time, I busted that bitch out like 2 days ago just to play one of the games I'll be talking about today. And I literally had to fucking blow the dust off of it. It's like, it's old.
Oh, yeah.
I don't play it very much, obviously. My controllers have seen better days. Like, badly. But I was hanging out with somebody here, and I was like, dude, I kind of want to, yeah. And mine is in way worse of a condition than that. Way worse. My controller is like the rubber's missing off of like one of the analog sticks. It's like they're just old and dirty and shit. But
Oh yeah.
but I was like, dude, I don't even know if I have component cables on my 65-inch flat screen TV. I don't think it's
Yeah.
got like a port for it. And I looked back there and it does. So I was like, oh shit, we have a fucking component cables port on my 65-inch flat screen TV. Let's go ahead and give her a go. It's going to look like shit, but I'm going to try it. And it works.
Whoa.
It works just fine. I never had any issue with like using it years and years later. What in the sweet piss is that?
This is an Xbox with a portable monitor on top of it.
What the
That's rad.
That's
Yeah, no. I remember
Insane.
taking this bitch to Columbia, Missouri, playing college football 2005 on it. But yeah, I figured since I showed off all the other frickin' 6th-gen consoles, I'd show those ones off too, even though the frickin' Xbox almost killed me because it weighs about as much as a cinder block.
Yeah, that looks like it weighs about as much as a cinder block.
Oh, dude, tendonitis in this elbow aside, I was struggling. I was struggling.
That's rough. But yeah,
yeah.
Gen 6 consoles, guys. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good show. We got a banger for you today, baby.
That was
Yeah.
actually what, like, talking about the component, like trying to hook these consoles up to like newer TVs was something I was running into as well. Because when we first came up with this idea for this episode, I was wanting to. I had mentioned a couple episodes back that I was really having the urge to play some of these old games anyway. So when we decided we were going to do this episode, I was like, yo, I'm going to build this list and I'm going to go through and play a little bit of every single one of these games and see if they still hold up. So when I tried to connect this shit to my new fucking flat screen TV, it was not working.
Oh,
I got it to work.
Mine works
But-
fine, but it looks like shit. It looks
Yeah, mine
terrible,
was-
dude.
You might have to
Mine was-
buy an adapter.
Yeah, I actually was looking into that. I am going to actually buy one. I was actually
what?
meaning to do that today.
The one
But
that they...
I suffered for this episode. I played through every single one of these games with the blurry ass, shitty fucking quality on my flat screen TV because that's the only way I knew how to do it.
Dude, it's
The,
nothing but just amplified pixels. It's rough, dude.
The one that they sell at Walmart, that works good. I have that actually hooked up downstairs so like I could play GameCube or Xbox downstairs and no problems from it. And
I actually didn't know they sold one at Walmart. That's good to know.
yeah, I think it was like maybe $20, something like that. But yeah, it worked good for me. No complaints from it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, before we
Alright.
get started, Toby, if you wanted to take a moment and give us your top 5 games that made you a gamer, real quick, if you wanted, or we can do that at the end if you want.
Oh no, we can go ahead and do that. I'll preface by saying this. I was supposed to say this during our little intermission, but I 1000% forgot. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't actually know you guys were doing that episode, or else I probably would have like made time to hop on. 'Cause
It was
that
a
sounds
last
like a fun
minute.
topic to talk about.
It was a last
no,
minute,
what?
like 30-minute episode.
Yeah. What ended up happening, Toby, was I saw this video on Facebook. I was like, "Hey, that's a good question," and then that's when I asked you both about it, and then yeah, so that's how quickly it came up.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, my list was all over the place because I kind of divided it into like what got me into gaming initially, what got me into multiplayer gaming, what got me into, all this different shit. But the game that started it all for me was Spider-Man on the PS1. It came out in 2000, and it was the first video game I ever played.
Nice.
And it's still, to this day, one of my favorite games. I actually still play it from time to time, and it still holds up because it's like a cartoony art style, and it's timeless. It just works.
Nice.
But yeah, Spider-Man was the game that was the first game I played. It was the game that made me a gamer. Metal Gear Solid 1, I want to say, was the first, like, non-licensed video game that I ever played, like, original game. And I was really into that for a while. Return to Castle Wolfenstein got me into the first-person shooter style of gameplay. And Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 got me into multiplayer gaming.
Nice.
You forgot one.
Did I forget one? Which one did I forget? I don't have the
San
message up.
Andreas.
San Andreas, yeah. GTA San Andreas got me into RPG-style gaming. Because it was like the first like open world game that kind of allowed you to just do whatever the fuck you wanted. And I thought that was super cool as like a 9-year-old.
Hell yeah.
Until one day I was playing it in the basement, and my mom happened to walk downstairs and she heard one of the characters drop the N-word, and she was like, nope, you're not playing this ever again. And she took it from me, and I was pissed about it, and I didn't get that game back until I was like 15 years old.
Oh yeah, my mom would have had a fit if she had heard me playing some shit like that.
It was infuriating because that game is long. That game is fucking long. Like the story, just the story, not the side content, nothing else. Just the fucking main story missions is like 32 hours long or some shit like that. And I was almost done with that game. I was in the final act of that game. I had maybe an hour left. And she took it from me for like 5 years.
Oh, Sanjean said, fuck, not today. Not today, buddy.
Yeah. She ain't having that shit. She's not playing it.
No, no, no. My mom would have had my ass, dude. Nice.
Now you know my little story.
So, upon doing research of the 6th generation of consoles, firstly, there is actually a PSX. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like... No, I'm talking about an all-white version.
It's the PS1. I have one. I literally have one. It's like a smaller version of the PS1.
No, that's PS1. I'm talking PSX. That was released in Japan on December 13th of 2003. That is a digital video recorder and a PlayStation 2 in the process.
What the heck?
Yeah, hold on. Let me show you a picture.
Looks like a
Yeah, there you go. You got
like
it.
a DVD player.
Yeah.
I could have swore the PSX, because there's like the big boxy PS1, right? Like the one that everybody knows. And then there's like a smaller one that's got kind of like rounded edges. It's only about this big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've got them both down here. Yeah. No, that other one, like, yeah, I've always seen it called the PSX. So, like, I was like, okay, whatever. And then, yeah, I was scrolling through here looking at this, and I was like, wait, what? And, yeah, it's a whole different thing. So that's cool.
I didn't know about that.
Interesting.
Because, yeah, you can record video. It's basically TiVo and a PS2 put together in Japan. That's just proof they've always been ahead of the game. Because, yeah, that was back in, 2003 it came out. But how about we talk about some of the games from the 6th generation instead of the consoles? Or we could talk about the consoles more, because honestly, I felt all the companies obviously knocked it out of the park with Xbox debuting and getting its foot in the door. Dreamcast, unfortunately, dying, but it did pump out some good games while it was around. GameCube, like I said, that was my first console from the 6th generation, so I'll always have a soft spot for it. I feel it's always overlooked. And then, of course, the highest selling game console of all time, the PlayStation 2, which also has, like, what is it, like 8,000 games or something for it? Just absolutely stupid.
It took me forever to go through the PlayStation 2 list of games just to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything.
Yeah.
For this video, it took me forever. But PS2 was the first console I ever owned, personally. But I have owned every PlayStation at one point or another. I do not have my PlayStation 1 anymore, but I will probably get one just for completionist's sake. Because I've got all the other ones. Except for the X, I guess. But
yeah, no, I saw that and I was like, well, looks like there's another PlayStation console I need to add.
I even had PSP for a while. I still have a PSP. It doesn't work, but I have a PSP as well.
Yeah. I've had, I think,
Vita.
just about...
I don't have the Vita. Never mind.
I've at one point had every variation of PlayStation consoles except for the PlayStation 3 Slim. Because I'm looking at a fat PS3 right now, and then I know I've got the Super Slim with the slide top, but I never had the regular Slim with just the slide in. That's the only... at this moment, I don't have a PSP anymore. I've had actually 2 Vitas in the past, but I've sold them because they have really good resale value. But yeah, frickin'. Yeah, I guess who wants to go first? Are we starting at 10? Are we starting at 5? What? Because I've got a shitload of games to talk about.
10? I thought we were only doing 5.
I heard we were doing 5, but I do have enough honorable mentions here to make a list of 10 if we want to do that.
I could pick 5 more, but I only had 5 listed.
2,
but
4,
I've got
6,
definitely
8,
5 more.
10, 12, 14, 16. I've got 18 honorable mentions and then a top 5.
Holy shit, boy!
You forget I was way older than you guys during this generation.
That's fair.
Oh, no, I played the fuck out of this generation. I just, it was pretty easy for me to limit myself to... I think I have... What do I have? I got my 5, and then I've got 6 honorable mentions. 7. I've got 7 honorable mentions because there's one that I don't have here.
That's fair. Okay.
I have 19.
Yeah, who won?
Honorable mentions.
You have 19? Yeah, you see?
So you have 19 honorable mentions? Damn!
But
holy shit! I'm excited.
Two of my honorable mentions are sequels to 2 of my 5. So
that's fair.
I mean,
I feel like we should also preface this by saying this is not by any means a definitive list of the best games of this generation. This is our opinion.
Yeah.
So my list is going to be significantly different from Jacob's list or Derek's list or your list, humble listener.
And the only thing that you should take from Toby's sentence that he just said is, yes, everybody's list is different. One of our lists is going to be right. The other 2, I'm not saying who they are.
It's going to be mine.
But they're not wearing hats right now. Their lists will be wrong. So, okay, one of us... Both. All right, I'll go ahead and get the ball rolling then. We'll get this started. So,
this boy got caught lacking.
No, you guys are just fucking bullshit. That's what it is.
Didn't think we had hats laying around, did you?
Yeah, no, and I knew your pirate hat was close by, but yeah, Toby, you're a director, all right.
I'll go ahead and go first because I have a weird structure for this. I'm only going to talk about 3 of these honorable mentions right now, and the rest of them I'm going to talk about during the actual list.
Oh, we're going to do honorable mentions before 1.
Yeah. So
before 1.
So after everybody's read off number 2, then we'll all do our honorable mentions all at once.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, if you want to go first, that's cool. If not, I can definitely go first.
My list is still going to be kind of weirdly structured, though, because I'm gonna be bringing up honorable mentions throughout the list because they relate in one way or another to the actual games in my list.
That's fine. Yeah.
But, yeah. Did you guys want me to go first? I can go first.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to go ahead and go first.
No matter to me.
All right. So, first up, I thought was going to be Red Dead Revolver, the predecessor to the wonderful, beautiful Red Dead Redemption games that we know now. I played this game for the first time in several years, and while it does still hold up, I feel like this game is significantly more of a kind of fantasy western rather than the traditional Wild West adventure type shit that we've come to know from the previous or from the more recent Red Dead games. So I feel like those more recent Red Dead games draw a lot more inspiration from this game, Gun. That is my number 5. It was the first open world Western game, to my knowledge, that allowed you to kind of just fucking run around and be a cowboy.
Yeehaw.
It's got a killer fucking story with some incredible characters. It's super underrated, just as a game itself. It's incredible how many people don't even know that this exists. Like, wild. It's got a star-studded cast. It's got Ron Perlman in it. It's got fucking Thomas Jane plays the main character. It's got Chris Christopherson in it. It's fucking insane.
You had me Thomas Jane.
It is just a phenomenal game, and if you haven't played it, you definitely should. It still holds up to this day.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. No, that's a good one. I had to double check because I was like, I remember this being an Xbox 360 launch title, and yeah, it made it to PS2, the 6th generation before, even if it was only by like 2 weeks, but it's still
yeah.
So, yeah.
I guess I should. Yeah, that game kind of came out at the very, very end of the PlayStation 2's life cycle, but it was still a PlayStation 2 game, and that's how I played it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't fall into the trend that a lot of those games fall into, where in that transition period where they're putting games on both generations of consoles, the last gen typically looks significantly worse. This game graphically still holds up great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I did completely forget about that one, but that is a good one.
Hell yeah.
Do you want to go, Jacob, or you want me to go?
Go ahead. You're good.
Okay. So, my number 5, released September 23rd, 2002 in the United States. It is for the GameCube, Star Fox Adventures. Now, I know some people are going to be pissed because this isn't like a traditional Star Fox game. This is like literally Star Fox meets Zelda. Let me say that again one more time for everybody here. Star Fox and Zelda. This is the game we got, and it's awesome. Yeah, we get a little bit of the flying stuff in between each level, but this basically is just a Zelda game. It just has the Star Fox characters in it, which is really cool. I remember playing the ever-living shit out of this when I was younger, and I remember I got it when it came out, but for whatever reason, I didn't actually beat it until I think it was like 2004, maybe 2005, because I kind of got pissed with it, stopped playing, and then got back into it one random weekend, and yeah, finally finished it up. But yeah, if you know anything about Star Fox, yeah, it's got Fox McCloud, Peppy the Toad. God, I'm forgetting characters. Falco, he makes an appearance. There's a new Fox. Her name is Crystal, which she speaks some weird language that Fox can't understand. And Fox has her staff and has to save her and the planet. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to like really say about it. It's just it's basically a Zelda game. And if you like Zelda games, check this out. It's Nintendo. It's awesome. It's perfect. Star Fox Adventures, number 5.
Hell yeah.
All right. My number 5. My whole list is kind of all over the place, to be honest with you. But my number 5 just goes to show you how like experimental these consoles were, especially with the amount of games that released for them. Because my list goes from this shit that I'm about to talk about all the way to the shit that I played today, but there's not any connection whatsoever with the types of games they are or anything. So, anyway, it was released on October 4th, 2004 for GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. But of course, I played it on the PlayStation 2, as discussed before, and it is Tony Hawk's Underground 2. I was going to put 1 in there, but I personally played more of 2. I don't know why I played this one first, but I did. And yeah, dude, this game is just fucking fun. It's just fun. And the underground games in general, I think, are not underrated because everyone loves these fucking games, but I feel like they should have definitely gone back to these when they started making more modern skateboarding games instead of going to the Pro Skater games instead. I feel like the Pro Skater games just didn't... they had a massive impact, don't get me wrong. It's kind of like what defined the skateboarding genre of video games. But these would have been so much more fun to see rebooted in some way. Underground 3, if you will, in the more modern consoles. Because, dude, I had a ton of fun. I could spend forever in the character customization. The story was fucking hilarious. The characters were just absolute knee slappers, man. Me as a child should not have been playing this, but I loved every second of it. And my little boy brain was laughing at all the fart jokes, all the cuss words, all the boob jokes, and it was a good time. And then of course, if you add cheats into it, it just makes it even more fun. Like,
Yeah.
that was another thing that was special about earlier consoles, is the cheats were just always super fun. But yeah, the Bermuda Triangle level obviously was great. I'm pretty sure that was a hidden level, wasn't it? You had to beat the game or something like that to unlock that, or something. I
actually never got to play a whole lot of Underground 2. I played Underground 1 like more.
Underground 1 was fun as well. There was I think I don't know if it was a hidden level or not, but there's a Kiss level in Underground 1 where you're skateboarding around this big concert venue and Kiss is playing up on stage. And
that's right, yeah.
It was, I mean, just like, why? I don't know. It was fun. It was stupid, and I loved every second of it. But yeah, being able to get off your board and like tag places with your graffiti that you could also customize was super fun. Yeah, dude, I sunk a lot of fucking time into this game, a lot of it. But yeah,
that game, I think, created or influenced a lot of our generation's sense of humor.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah.
I also want to give a little shout out to the soundtrack as well. The soundtrack was phenomenal. I remember... Let me see if I can pull up a track list.
Was that the one that had Rage Against the Machine on the fucking menu screen, or am I thinking of a different one?
I don't remember, but it had everything from Jimmy Eat World to Less Than Jake. It had a bunch of it had the Ramones, Rancid, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, 3 Inches of Blood.
I can't remember which Tony Hawk game it is, but one of them has, like, when you first open up the game and it puts you in the menu music is Guerrilla Radio, I want to say.
I think that might be 2.
No, I'm not seeing it on here. I'm not seeing that on this one. It might have been 1.
It might have been one of the Pro Skater games, too. I don't know.
But, dude, they've got everything...
They all kind of blur together in my head.
They've got shit like that, but they've also got, like, Frank Sinatra and Faith No More.
Tony Hawk
and
2, Toby.
Pro Skater 2?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pro Skater 2.
That explains it. Gotcha.
Lamb of God, Metallica, Ministry, The Doors, Ween, freaking Brand New.
Ween?
Yeah, dude, they had soundtrack was just off the fucking wall, dude.
Oh, dude, and it's Deadly Sinners by 3 Inches of Blood, too.
Yeah. Yeah. But I could say that about any of the... Say that? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say I could say that about any of the fucking Tony Hawk games.
Yeah, I was going to say, because even though, like I said, I didn't play Underground 2 very much, a Tony Hawk game during the 6th generation of consoles, like you got Tony Hawk 3, Tony Hawk 4, Underground 2, and then I'd have to look and see if American Wasteland technically qualifies, because I know it came out around launch time for 360.
Yeah, I played American Wasteland on PS2, so I know it was out during the PS2 era. I just did not.
But
I didn't like American Wasteland as much as I enjoyed 2. Is all. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, they went like over the top with it. Like it just felt like I don't know. But yeah, it definitely, even though it was a launch title for 360, like Gun, it beat it out by like a little over a month. But yeah, no, you can't go wrong with the Tony Hawk game, especially during this generation. Now, if we were talking PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii,
oh god,
yeah, it could get pretty bad. But this generation, yeah, you could have talked about any 5 of them, and it would have been a-okay.
Yeah.
I just had a flashback to Skate.
Oh. Oh no.
God.
Not Skate.
Alrighty. Toby, what you got up next?
Number 4.
All right, number 4. So, when we came up with this idea, I had originally proposed that, because it was coming off the heels of Fallout, the TV series, I had proposed that we do an episode on movie tie-in games. We did an episode on video game adaptations to film, so why not do an episode of movie adaptations to video games, right? And the PS2 had a fuck ton of them. Most of them were garbage. You had fucking Catwoman. You had the Sam Raimi Spider-Man games. You had the fucking X-Men games. You had the Warriors. You had all kinds of shit.
Iron Man, the Hulk, Transformers.
Most of them were garbage. But there was a couple of them that just seeped through the cracks and just ended up being beautiful fucking crafted games. The one that I feel is the most underrated, though, is Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie of the game of the movie of the game of the movie.
Of life.
Nice.
Dude. That one was also, like, right towards the end of the PS2's life cycle, and I want to say it was also a launch title for the next-gen consoles.
It was.
Dude. That game, out of all of the games on my list, that game probably holds up the best today.
Oh, dude, it's still good. Yeah.
Visually, from a gameplay perspective, the cinematography, incredible. Like, you play as Jack from the movie, Adrian Brody's character, in a first-person shooter style game play for like half the game. Half the game you're playing as Jack, and then it's broken up by a couple missions where you play as King Kong. And you'd think a game about King Kong, you'd want to play as King Kong, punching dinosaurs in the face and, getting shot at by planes and shit. But the highlight of this game is playing as the human on the ground, fighting towering monsters over top of you with your fucking Tommy guns. It's unbelievable. There's a certain... I was actually talking to my sister about it earlier today. There's a certain mission where it's kind of like it's basically a Rails shooter level, which do with that as you will.
Yeah.
But it has you on a raft going down these rapids with, I think Jack Black is on the fucking raft with you.
Oh, hell yeah.
2 fucking T-Rexes that are chasing you on the land, like running along the fucking water, and they'll cross over every once in a while and fucking like launch at you, and you gotta shoot them to get them to leave you the fuck alone.
Yeah.
That mission was fucking intense. That game was the first time I ever felt like true immersion in a video game. I remember being a little kid playing that game, and there's a certain part where you walk into these like destroyed ruins of like a temple or some shit, and Jack Black goes, "Ugh, what is that smell?" And when he said that, as a little kid, I'm sitting in my fucking room playing this game, and I literally went, like, the character in the game was like, "What is that smell?" And I was so immersed that I was like, "Shit, what is that smell?"
Oh, damn it, me.
Yeah, fuck, it's me.
That game does not get talked about enough. It's incredible. It was like 90% of the reason I wanted to do that episode on tie-in games to begin with.
Yeah.
Because that game is fucking awesome.
I think
No,
Toby and I actually watched like a video essay on that game one time. I remember.
I remember that was actually the first Xbox 360 like demo I played. So they had it set up at Target in Burlington for that, and yeah, the gameplay was really fun, and the graphics legitimately blew my mind. I was like, holy shit, like, because it was like a night level and it was raining, so the leaves were collecting water and stuff. And yeah, the game itself was just a lot of fun. So that was a very, very good pick, Toby.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much, Luke.
I have a feeling we're going to talk about a couple other movie tie-in games
Oh yeah.
on
More than likely.
this episode.
The PS2 era was the era for movie tie-in games.
Oh god, yeah. So mine next up. I tried to look through my stuff to see if I could be as cool as Toby and just have the physical copies, which all my GameCube stuff is downstairs, and I can't find the right version of one of my games. And I technically didn't find the right version for this next one, but it still technically counts. But this game was released on October 29th of 2002 for the PlayStation 2. So don't judge me for holding the Xbox version, because it's all I could find. Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. 80s, check. Drugs, check. Scarface-esque story, check. Ray Liotta as Tommy, check. R.I.P. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto Vice City was the first game that I remember, not just me, but friends just being like, oh my god, we've got to get to GameStop, like, immediately. This was the first game I recall, like, I got to have it as early as fucking possible so I can play it and bust this out. And, yeah, we did the exact same thing later, a couple years later, for San Andreas as well. But Vice City holds a special spot in my heart, because I'm 100% 80s, love the 80s, so this game already in its setting, because I think San Andreas is probably a better game. I won't say it's not, but V-Rock, introducing me to more like David Lee Roth solo stuff. God, what else was on V-Rock? Hit me with some V-Rock.
Riot, Judas Priest.
Yes.
Autograph. Accept.
Yeah. Toby's got it memorized. Thank God for Toby.
Dude, that game, San Andreas, and another game that I have in an honorable mention on here that I'll talk about later, literally crafted my fucking music taste as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this was my first exposure to Judas Priest and Quiet Riot, and I think Iron Maiden was on there as well.
I think so, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'll pull up V-Rock soundtrack. Let me see, because, yeah, I can't even remember everything that was on V-Rock.
I believe 2 Minutes to Midnight was on there.
Yeah, I was thinking it is 2 Minutes to Midnight. So we got Madhouse by Anthrax, Turn Up the Radio by Autograph, She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult, Yankee Rose by David Lee Roth, 2 Minutes to Midnight by Iron Maiden, You Got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest, Peace Sells by Megadeth, Too Young to... Oh, shit, yeah, that's where I discovered Too Young to Fall in Love by Motley Crue. I love just old 80s Motley Crue, dude. Like, Looks to Kill era Motley Crue, awesome. Bark at the Moon by Ozzy, Raining Blood by Slayer, I Wanna Rock by Twisted Sister. I did skip some of the stuff that's on there, but yeah, that soundtrack, like you said, Toby, definitely sculpted my listening for the foreseeable future.
Hell yeah.
And it's incredible because that's just one fucking in-game radio station.
Yeah.
They had like fucking 10 of them bitches, and they all had different styles of music. It was cool.
Dude, it was just insane, just the scale of the game and how big it was. Even after playing, like Grand Theft Auto 3 on computer back in the day, still, Vice City was just fucking huge, and yeah, like, killing hookers, drugs, that's all I got. Number 4, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. If you don't know what the fuck that is, I feel sorry for you. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't feel sorry for you if you never had to play that fucking RC helicopter mission, though.
Oh, God, where you got to drop the bombs by the fucking barrels.
Oh, that mission sucked ass.
God, yes, it did.
Jesus.
All right.
Yeah, what you got, Jacob?
All right, number 4, released June 29th, 2004. Is another movie tie-in. It is Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
hell
nice.
yeah.
Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2. Dude, I played the shit out of this, like, religiously. Of course, I also played Spider-Man 1, but I think I played Spider-Man 2 way more. Just everything I enjoyed about the Spider-Man 1 games, I think they just did better in the Spider-Man 2 mechanically, anyway. Swinging swinging around in the city just felt better. The missions just felt better. The fighting just felt better. But let's just go ahead and give a little shout out to the pizza delivery song from Spider-Man 2, because
iconic.
it is absolutely iconic, and it stressed me the fuck out. It just gets faster.
And it was also featured in the greatest movie ever made, The Pizzaverse by Cosmic Pizza.
Oh yeah, check that out as well. It's the very first thing that you hear in the Pizzaverse, as a matter of fact.
Yes, sir.
Also, there's a little hidden it's pizza time in the Pizzaverse as well. Go ahead and watch it and let us know what part of the video it's in. That's your homework for today. But yeah, I played the shit out of this game, and super fun. Dude, just to swing around the city as a kid as Spider-Man was phenomenal in this game, and it just felt like you were actually Spider-Man. Now, obviously, they've gotten the new ones that have come out that have amplified that tenfold. I have played a little bit of those, and I will say that it does make this game look like mincemeat, but for the time that it came out was phenomenal, dude. And I would still go back and play this today, probably.
I will say, having gone back and played Spider-Man 2 for the PS2, as opposed to having played all of the new ones, the swinging in Spider-Man 2 still feels more physics-based than any other game I've played. And I've played them all. Like, granted, I don't think that necessarily makes it better. Like, it feels 100% better swinging around in the new games, I'll be honest. Because it's designed to feel more cinematic and make you feel cooler. But in Spider-Man 2 for the PS2, it was just, you're on a fucking pendulum and you're going wherever the fuck physics takes you.
Yeah.
Like, you had very little control over it. It was a lot more skill-based. Like, if you weren't paying attention, you're smacking right into the side of a fucking wall.
It's like the newer games just gave Spider-Man the super strength that he's supposed to have, so he's able to maneuver those webs and his weight in the way that he wants to, as opposed to just the weight of his body taking him where his body's supposed to go, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree.
Not to mention, in the new games, they kind of do everything they can to not break your momentum. Like, if you fucking swing into the side of a building, you're just going to automatically start running on the wall.
Yeah.
In this game, if you swung into a fucking building, you're stopping dead in your fucking tracks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're going to feel like a dumbass.
Yeah. Definitely don't feel like Spider-Man. No, I'm just kidding. It's super fun. And I remember so me and my buddy Trey, who I mentioned in these video game episodes all the time because he literally is responsible for fucking every game I've ever played, probably. Growing up, anyway. We were at Walmart or something, and my mom said I could pick one game to buy and bring back home from Walmart that day. And he was with me, and he's like, dude, pick a 2-player game so we can both play. No, my bitch ass picked Spider-Man 2. I felt bad because, like, obviously I wanted to play with him, but at the same time, I was wanting to play this game so fucking bad. As someone that played the first Spider-Man movie tie-in game and was obsessed with it, I was just super pumped to finally play Spider-Man 2, and I was obsessed with the movie, and finally it's here. It's within my grasp. My mom said one game, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get another game for a while after getting one that day. So I was like, sorry, buddy, I gotta I gotta get Spider-Man 2. So we took turns reluctantly, but yeah, I had to do it to him. I had to, for the Spider-Man.
You made a good choice. That was your canon event.
That was his canon event. He was like, betrayal. Betrayal. That was his villain arc. That was the day that Trey became a villain and decided he was going to take over the world. He should have picked a 2-player game, but he picked Spider-Man 2! And then all you hear is the fucking pizza delivery song in the background. Oh, it's so good. But anyway, yeah, number 4, Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 2. Bussin'. Go check it out if you haven't.
My number 3 was gonna be this.
Nice.
Until I played it for the video and realized this doesn't feel as good as I remember it feeling. And it looks like fucking dog shit.
Yeah, it looks rough. Especially compared to the new ones, dude. And you've played extensively the new ones.
Yeah, no, I like this game. I have memories with this game like no other game I've ever played. I can quote this entire game front to back. But since it just didn't feel right to me playing it this time, I was like, shit. I mean, there was a game that came out shortly after this that just improved on all of the mechanics of that game, and it would be this one, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay.
That is based on the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. It's got a very cel-shaded look. It looks fantastic. It still holds up to this day.
I've actually got that in my honorable mentions, yeah.
It was the first game that allowed you to play as Venom as well as Spider-Man, and that shit was fucking cool. But as I was playing this game, I was like, man, this is great. This is better than Spider-Man 2. It feels better than Spider-Man 2. But it still just doesn't feel as definitive as the new games. But there is one game that is just still to this day the definitive version, the definitive video game version of this character, and it is the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. This game right here,
hell yeah,
saddened the fuck out of me because for some reason my copy of it no longer works. I can't get it to read the disc, so this is the only game on my list that I wasn't able to replay for this video.
All right, so is Incredible Hulk your number 3 because you've shown like 4 different games for this right now.
This is my number 3.
Okay, I'm tired of typing in wrong stuff.
It was going to be Spider-Man 2, then it was going to be Ultimate Spider-Man. But it's this. This game still holds up to this day. It's fucking awesome. Like, you ever want to just run around the city as the Hulk, punching buildings to the fucking ground and throwing tanks into giant mech suits?
Yes.
Who wouldn't want that? Like,
I want that.
They have not since that game. That game came out in 2004, 2005, something like that. Since that game, they have not made a better Hulk game. And that is the only reason it edges out the Spider-Man, because they have made a better Spider-Man.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
But yeah.
Okay.
Gang.
All right.
Fuck it.
Okay. Number 3. Moving on. November 9th, 2004. Day before my birthday. This guy. Right here.
Fuck
Halo
yeah.
2. Nice.
Yeah, it seriously felt blasphemous to be talking about this generation and then not even mention Halo 1 or 2. Now, I'll be completely honest, I didn't have an Xbox until, I think it was about maybe fall 2004, I think is when I got an Xbox. So I didn't really play. I played Halo 1 once up until having an Xbox. But then Halo 2 was the must-get game in school at this point in time. Everybody had moved on because San Andreas came out a couple weeks before this. Yeah, 2004. Yeah, a couple weeks before this, and then boom, everybody was right into Halo, and yeah, rightfully so. This game was my introduction to online gaming, and just playing deathmatch or hopping in playing Rumble. A great story, fun, like, God, LAN parties back in the day with Halo 2, like, it does not get a whole lot better than having 16 dudes completely cramped into a room, all hooked up, staring at, because at the time this would have been 2004, 2005, so we didn't have flat screen monitors that would have made life a hell of a lot easier. No, you got 4 19-inch fucking tube TVs, and if you're lucky, the rich kid brought a 27, and it's all set up on a ping pong table that you're fucking praying to God doesn't buckle from the weights of the Xbox, which weighs about the weight of a cinder block. Multiply that by 4, and then 4 literal boulders of TVs on this rickety-ass ping pong table. You're just praying nothing fell. But yeah, that was some of the best times of my life, because, I mean, who didn't have fun getting killed by your mom, or AIDS, or herpes, or, just literally anything in Halo 2. So, Halo 2.
I want to.
Oh my god.
You gonna make it, Jacob?
Dude, when you said AIDS, that shit fucking sent me. I am still a 13-year-old boy.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I know this isn't relevant to the topic of PS2 games or this generation of games. It's more geared towards the next generation of games. But, dude, I want to fucking highlight some of the creativity, we'll call it that people came up with for their online fucking usernames.
Yeah.
To this day, I have never found a funnier username than this guy I ran into on MW3 this one time. His name was Clitler. And that shit had me and Justin laughing our asses off for like hours on end. Like it was like that time that me and Jacob, when we were working at Walmart together, we just had that, like, I don't even remember what we were laughing about, but we were like dying laughing about something all day, and then we'd stop laughing, we'd finally get past it, and one of us would walk by the end of the aisle and go boop, and then we'd start busting up.
It was that lady that was using, it was one of the associates that was using the employee bathroom, and they were like dying in the bathroom. They were dying, dude. Their fucking asshole was exploding something fierce. And we found out that it was a woman, but she was in the men's room. So, like, I can only imagine that she just couldn't hold it any longer to wait for the person in the women's room. So she said, fuck it, we ball. I'm going to the men's room. And we found out later on that it was a chick.
The Centerville Walmart had 2 single-stall bathrooms in the back room that were just employee bathrooms. And because it was 2 single stalls, nobody really cared about the fucking men's room or the women's room. We just went into whichever one was open.
That's fair.
So, but yeah, we were walking through the back room, just talking about work or some shit. Happened to walk by that bathroom and just heard the most fucking raunchy fart I've ever heard in my life.
Farts. They're
and
plural. Farts plural. There was also groaning. There wasn't just farts. There was groaning going on. So we were concerned. And we couldn't help but laugh. We were stocking juice. We were in the juice aisle. And every single time somebody would walk by our aisle, for some reason, they had nothing to do with poop or farts, but we were laughing at it anyway. So anytime someone would walk by our aisle again, we would, like, bust out laughing. And then Toby's bitch ass would go to the bathroom and he'd come back and say, poop. And then we would just lose it again. It's so dumb.
I could believe it.
But anyway, back to the usernames, though. They just don't name them like they used to. I remember I was like I was playing WoW or something, and this dude named, I'm not shitting you, his name was Ray Charles. That's all it was just Ray Charles. He came up and he like did an emote slap. He slapped me and then he just disappeared because he was a rogue. So he just like he did an emote, slapped me, and then just vanished, and I'd never seen him again. So was
he an undead rogue with no eyes?
I don't remember. No, he was a troll. He was a fucking troll.
Oh, okay.
But it was just funny because all you see down in the little chat, because it tells you like the name of whoever did an emote to you, and then it says your name as well. So it just says Ray Charles slapped you across the face. Ouch. And then he fucking disappeared, dude. I was like, what? That shit fucking sad me, but God. They just don't make usernames like they used to, man.
I'm going to step away for a second. I'm going to go look for something really quick so you guys do your thing.
What am I, number 3? I'm on number 3?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do my number 3, because I could talk about fucking usernames all day. Let's go ahead and give Cheeks a shout out for still having a very, very early 2000s username, Cheeks69LOL. Love you, buddy.
Okay.
But anyway, my number 3 was released October 24th, 2006, and I do think that this was pushing the line for the next gen, but I have to give it a shout out because it was on the PS3. I think it got re-released for the PS4, but that was a re-release. But I played it on the PlayStation 2. I only ever played it on the PlayStation 2 until the re-release back in whenever they released it on PS4, and that is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Toby, you already know. You boys out here fucking with Ultimate Alliance. Played the shit out of this game. The second I unlocked Ghost Rider, I never touched another hero ever again. I fucked with Ghost Rider the whole time. Actually, I take that back. I played as Moon Knight a couple times. But that was at the point that I didn't know who the fuck Moon Knight was.
I was going to say, it's probably the same for you, but that game was my introduction to a lot of those Marvel characters.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. PC versions. PC version had Jean Grey, Psylocke, Scarlet Witch, War Machine, Vision, Dazzler, Punisher.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I did not know that until just reading this right now.
I didn't know that either. Holy shit.
So that's kind of fucking cool. But, yeah. There was... Oh, wait, apparently...
I know the different versions of the game had different, like, exclusive characters. I think the PS2 version had Hulk and Doctor Doom, maybe? I think it had Venom as well.
Doctor Doom, Venom, Sabretooth, Magneto, the Hulk, Hawkeye, Nightcrawler, and Cyclops.
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude. PSP version had Ronin, Hawkeye, Captain Marvel, and Black Widow. Yeah, I didn't know that all these other characters were out on the different versions. I knew that there was different versions or different lineups for different versions of it, but I didn't know it was that extensive, to be honest with you. But
I didn't either. I thought it was just like a couple characters.
Yeah, that's wild. Alas, I played the PlayStation 2 version. I did eventually come back to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 when it was released on the Switch. I do think that that Ultimate Alliance 3 being a Switch exclusive was a very big misstep, honestly. As much as I love the Switch, I just don't think that should have been a Switch exclusive. I think that was just pretty fucking lame, to be honest.
Are we talking about Ultimate Alliance?
Yep.
Yep.
Ultimate Alliance.
Who,
I think
was
the
that?
fact that Ultimate Alliance Ultimate Alliance 3 being a fucking Switch exclusive pisses me off because I never played it. I played it for like 20 minutes with your little brother.
Yeah, we
That
played.
was the end of it.
Yeah, we played for a little bit before we had to go somewhere. I think. You and I had shit to do or something. We had to leave.
Whose pick was it?
Mine.
Number 3?
Yep.
The first one, I take it?
Yep. Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Okay.
I did mention that it was released in 2006, so it's cutting the edge on the PlayStation 3 barrier there, but I played it exclusively on PS2. I never even touched it on PS3. And they did re-release it on the PS4. But as Toby and I were discussing, the characters, this game is like pretty responsible for like making us aware of certain characters that were, generally speaking, not very popular or not in the mainstream as much as they would have been in the comic world. You know, like my example was Moon Knight. I didn't even know who the fuck Moon Knight was until Ultimate Alliance.
Even as a Marvel super fan, I didn't know who Ultimate Alliance was my introduction to Moon Knight, Luke Cage, fucking Dum Dum Dugan. I had no idea who he was. That's just a funny fucking name.
Dum Dum.
I mean, all of the Masters of Evil, pretty much. I knew who Scorpion was. I knew who like the Spider-Man villains were, obviously, and like the bigger ones like Doom and shit. But I had no idea who Fin Fang Foom was, or Namor, or any of. I didn't know who the Winter Soldier was.
Did Ultimate Alliance have the pairing buffs? So if like you paired the Fantastic Four together or whatever, they got a buff or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
if all the
it had
Fantastic.
like team buff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
You
thought.
had to have like all 4 members on the team.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they introduced that in one of the later games or not, because I didn't play it like that at the time. I was literally just playing it for the story. I didn't pay attention to what did what. I played it for the story until unlock costumes. That was it. I didn't give a shit about anything else. And that was another thing that it was super fun to do, is just to unlock all the different variations and costumes and stuff. And I had all the Ghost Rider ones like pretty much immediately. I no life the fuck out of Ghost Rider, but yeah, dude, super fun game. I really wish they would bring this. Okay. Ultimate Alliance on the Switch was fun, but they drastically stylized it. Like they stylized it way more heavily, which I thought was, one, a big L. 2, it shouldn't have been a Switch exclusive anyway, but it was still fun. Like it still felt like I was playing an Ultimate Alliance game. It just didn't feel like the one that I loved, you know. And I feel like they definitely should have just done what they did with Ultimate Alliance and X-Men Legends and all that kind of stuff. They should have just done that again, but for modern consoles, and not made it an exclusive to Switch. And
because that was just ignorant.
Yeah, I would happily play Ultimate Alliance still if it was on modern consoles, especially a newer game. I think that'd be great. But
Ultimate Alliance 3, from what I understand, like I said, I didn't actually play it, but I've seen a couple videos on it, and it seems like Ultimate Alliance 3 falls into the same trap that a lot of Marvel properties fall into now, where it's kind of confined. It confines itself to the MCU. It's trying to use like shit that's popular in the MCU right now. Like they had the Infinity Stones was like the main thing in the game. They had the Guardians of the Galaxy, all of the popular shit from the movies, which is fine. But like personally for me, the first 2 Ultimate Alliance games were fucking cool because it just didn't feel like there was any, like, what's the word? Like, constraints. There wasn't any limits. They had they just opened up a fucking comic book and was like, I want to use him, and him.
Yeah. It was fun. It's fun stuff, man.
It was a roller coaster ride through the Marvel Comics universe, and it was just fucking fun.
Oh yeah. Good shit. I want another Ultimate Alliance so bad. I want an Ultimate Alliance like the ones we got on the PlayStation, or at least on PC or something. Preferably PlayStation, though, because that's where I play most of my games. So we could do a fucking stream of it, and that'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
I'd stream the shit out of that, dude.
I would play the fuck out of that.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. But yeah, that's my number 3. Marvel Ultimate Alliance for the PlayStation 2.
All right.
We got
number 2. Number 2 is Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Nice.
This was one of the first games I played for the PS2. My dad was a truck driver, and he had a PS2 that he would keep in his truck with him for, like, when he would pull over for the night, and he'd just play a couple games and decompress a little bit, you know? But he switched companies at one point, and he didn't have a use for it anymore, so he gave it to me, and that was one of the games that he had for that. And I'm sitting there playing through it, and I'm like, oh, this is just a cool, like, World War II first-person shooter. It's pretty rad. But then you get about an hour and a half into the game, and there's a mission where you're supposed to go investigate these Nazi, like, SS officers that are supposedly doing some weird occult shit in the catacombs, and it turns into a fucking horror game.
Hell yeah.
You're walking through these catacombs, and you can hear distant screams, like crazy growling noises and like banging on the walls and shit. There's blood all over the floor. And then you walk around a corner, and this game that you've been playing for an hour and a half, 2 hours up to this point, where you're just shooting Nazis that are shooting back at you, you round this corner, and a fucking mummy starts walking at you. Just a zombie fucking mummy wrapped up in, like, with dangly bits, and he's got these floating fucking skulls around his head that he throws at you.
I love dangly bits.
It scared the fuck out of me. I couldn't play that game for, like, several years because that mission, I couldn't... That was the first experience in a video game where the atmosphere put me at a standstill. It was so fun. That mission, it ain't shit now. I mean, you go back and you play it and you're like, this is fucking cool. But at the time when I was playing this as a little kid, I walked down that fucking hallway and you see, like, there's a dead fucking Nazi that's been, like, cut in half and his guts are spilling out of him. That shit scared the fuck out of me.
Hell yeah.
But it just keeps getting crazier. The longer you play it, it goes from Nazis to mummies to fucking, like, crazy, over-the-top science experiments, body horror. Like, it's fucking wild. It is a fantastic game, and I know the Wolfenstein games have been rebooted now, and they have, like, a whole different vibe, which works really well. Those games are also incredible. But this one just feels like, while those ones feel way more over the top, this one feels way more grounded. Like I said, it starts out as just another fucking World War II shooter. And then it just progressively gets fucking spookier. Yeah. It's cool. And I like it a lot.
Big ol' spook.
Still one of my favorite games. Probably my top 3 favorite games of all time. And that is my number 2.
Yeah, I never played any of the Wolfenstein games, but I watched, I want to say Cheeks. I watched Cheeks play one of the Wolfensteins. I'm pretty sure it was whichever one was on 360. I'm almost certain that's when it was, because it was when I was living with them, so it had to have been around that time. And it looked nuts. I just wasn't into first-person shooters at the time. That's just not the type of game. I was playing fucking Oblivion and WoW and shit like that. So I just wasn't into the first-person shooters. I actually didn't really get too heavy into first-person shooters until I started living with you. Other than, obviously, the occasional Halo 3, Reach, Halo 4. I know Cheeks and we went to the launch of Halo 4. We got it at midnight. I don't know. I just didn't really get into first-person shooters all that much until one day Toby's like, just try Warzone. Just try it one time. If you don't like it, you don't have to play it. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'm not gonna like it. And then I think I won my first match or something. The very first game I played or something. And I was like, oh fuck, this is pretty fun, man. This is pretty fun. Let's play some Warzone. And then we no-life the fuck out of it. Rest in peace, Verdansk. Miss you, buddy.
And it never stopped.
And it never stopped. Well, it recently stopped because Warzone's pissing me off too. Well, it started. I actually uninstalled Warzone and Call of Duty the other day so I can make room for the Diablo 4 update.
Yep. All right. My number 2 was released in on March 22nd of 2002. And it's a little ditty that has eventually made its way to every fucking game console imaginable by this point. And that would be the Resident Evil remake.
Oh, nice.
Which at first I was pissed off I couldn't find the first disc, but then I opened my GameCube and sure enough it was in there. That makes sense. That checks out. This isn't my first Resident Evil game I've ever played, because the first Resident Evil I ever played was Resident Evil 2 for the PlayStation. But I was like 7, so I didn't really get it, so it did not have fun. By the time this came out, I was like 13 or 14. So I had a better grasp of it, and I remember seeing the commercials for it on TV, and I was like, yeah, I want this game. Like, this looks like it's going to be fucking fun. And holy shit. Dude, I remember the first time running through the I think it's the L hallway, maybe it's the U hallway, and the dogs break through the window. Legitimately, damn near shit my pants. That is the closest I have came to shitting in my pants while playing a video game, and it was that moment.
That was my favorite. That part in the remake was my favorite fake out that they did in the entire series. Because in the original game, you're walking through that hallway and the dog jumps out, and it's like a really iconic jump scare. But in the remake, you're walking through that hallway and you know it's coming. And like you get up to the window and you hear
you hear the
and it doesn't happen. And you're like, that's fucking weird. You get through the hallway, do the thing, you get the key you need, and then you're coming back, and then it jumps through the fucking window.
And man,
it makes you feel like that hallway is safe, but it's not safe.
And
can't trust nobody.
That's not even counting the rest of the anxiety-inducing moments of this game, like the spiders, for instance, the big fucking spiders, the sharks, the underground fucking like lab thing. Oh my god, dude! So I just have a thing about water in games and not digging it. Thanks, Super Mario. I think it was 3 for that, and definitely, actually no, 100% Aquatic Rune and Chemical Plant in Sonic 2. Thanks for that. So even when I'm in waist-high water and I'm being chased by fucking sharks, that is nerve-wracking, and oh my god. I remember the first time going through that, I was over at a buddy's house playing it. And yeah, obviously not knowing what's going to happen. Then I'm in water and I'm like, oh god. And then I see sharks swimming, and then I just like started legitimately screaming at the top of my lungs because I was fucking horrified. This remake still has obviously stood the test of time, because if you think about it, it's on the GameCube, it's on the Wii, it's on the PS3, PS4, PC, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Series X as well, I guess, at this point, and then the Nintendo Switch. It has been ported over to every console imaginable at this point in time, because it's one of the best remakes of a video game of all time. People could definitely say like, oh, the Resident Evil 4 remake or the Resident Evil 2 remake. This one is, 2002. When did Resident Evil 2 remake come out, Toby? Wasn't it 2019?
Yep.
Yeah. And if the talks and rumors are correct, we might be getting a remake of the remake. So yeah, this game secure, like, it introduced me to Resident Evil, like really introduced me not to zombies, but like just Umbrella and everything else, the Spencer Mansion. And yeah, Resident Evil still to this day is one of my favorite gaming franchises of all time. I've got another gaming franchise that I'll talk about here in a moment. But yeah, if you, for whatever reason, have never played the Resident Evil remake or any of them, please, I highly advise you start with this one. It is a great remake. Number 2, Resident Evil remake for the GameCube.
It is legitimately insane to me when I start thinking about the fact that that game came out in 2002.
Yeah,
like
22 years old.
That game predates all of the movies by a few days. That game came out like a few days before the first movie, and it's still
better than all the movies.
Pop it into your fucking PS5 today and play it, and it still looks great.
Yeah. 100%.
All right, Jacob, what you got?
Number 2. Number 2 is my only GameCube game that I've got on my list. Although I did play a little bit at the GameCube. Played a little bit of Mario Party. Played a little bit of Mario Kart. And, of course, I played a little bit of Super Mario Sunshine. But I am talking today about a game that was released November 21st, 2001. In Japan, anyway. It came to the States, North America, December 3rd, 2001. And that is Super Smash Bros. Melee. I love Smash Bros. I've been playing since the N64. I will say that this is probably the one I played the most out of the older games. I definitely played Ultimate more than any of them, but this is the one I've played the most out of the old games from before Ultimate. But the lineup for Melee was pretty sick, and I want to say, I can't remember if it was this or Brawl. Where is the damn list of fighters? I'm gonna pull up the list of fighters.
Are you, though?
Yeah. I sure am. Yeah, so this is when we got a little bit more into the other franchises that weren't just, like, specifically Nintendo. We got, obviously, the Pokemon. I think, actually, Pikachu was in the 64, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got Jigglypuff and Mewtwo. And I think that was it as far as, like, the not specifically Nintendo characters. But I still mained Kirby forever. I didn't switch over to Donkey Kong until recently, but I played the shit out of Kirby and Bowser for a while. Those were my two go-tos, and I definitely liked Link quite a bit as well. I think you had Young Link and regular Link in Brawl. Or not Brawl, Melee. Yeah. But yeah, these games, specifically the N64 one was the first one I played, but Melee more so, and it's definitely the franchise that got me into fighting games. And I never really got heavy into fighting games regardless, even not even today. I don't play fighting games all that much, except for Smash Bros. But yeah, Super Smash Bros. Is definitely the franchise that got me into the fighting style of games. I do have a couple of honorable mentions, like Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. Honestly, any of the Budokai games were super fun on the PlayStation 2. But yeah, I guess technically War of the Monsters is a fighting game, but it's a little bit more open world, going back to the whole thing Toby was talking about with the Hulk. If you just want to play as a giant fucking monster smashing up buildings and shit. And King Kong, I guess, rather. You mentioned two destructive-ass kaiju forces, I guess. But War of the Monsters and Dragon Ball Z, I guess, are both other ones that I enjoyed quite a bit as far as fighting games go. But Smash Bros. Takes the cake for just the sheer fast-paced brutality that can ensue when you know what you're doing. And it can definitely make or break some friendships, that's for sure. Like, pretty
That is
bad.
facts.
But yeah, I remember, I think it was probably more so Brawl that we played when I was living with my buddy Eric. And we'd get absolutely smashed. No pun intended. Actually, pun intended. Fuck it. We'd get smashed, completely shit-faced drunk, take turns ordering pizzas on the weekend, and smash, yeah. And we would just have a great time. And I got to give shout-out to Hovey for maining specifically Pink Luigi, because he refused to play any other character, but he ripped us apart as Pink Luigi. It was fucking insane to watch. It was a beauty to behold. And yeah, good stuff. Number 2, Smash Bros. Melee.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay.
All right.
So
we
yeah, I
want to do
guess.
the honorable mentions.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll into the honorable mentions. What you got first, Toby?
Alrighty. I've already talked about some of these, but I'm going to recap them real quick. We got Red Dead Revolver. We've got Spider-Man 2. We've got Ultimate Spider-Man. And I got to give a shout out to my buddy Justin for helping me curate a couple of these. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Guitar Hero 3. ATV Off-Road Fury 2. Dude, this game is responsible. This game is responsible for my taste in music. If I hadn't heard Science by System of a Down on this fucking game, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
Doesn't that have Denial by Seven Dust on there too?
I think so.
Not that I know of. It might be a different...
Oh, wait.
I don't think it's on... It might be on a different one.
I think that's just
But-
Off-Road Fury. I think that's just MTV Off-Road
The
Fury.
first one?
Yeah,
Okay. That's the one I remember playing the fuck out of.
same.
Off-Road had System of a Down. It had Here to Stay by Korn. It had Courage by Alien Ant Farm. It had a fuck ton of like really solid ass music.
Yeah.
And the two games that I had almost completely forgotten about that my buddy Justin helped me reminisce about a little bit was Tekken 4,
Nice.
my fighting game.
Hell yeah.
Like, I was never a Smash Bros. Kid. I was never really super into Mortal Kombat as a kid. I didn't get into that until I was a little bit older. But this game, Tekken 4, I played the fucking shit out of this game. And Medal of Honor, Rising Sun.
Okay.
Just a solid fucking... This was probably my introduction to multiplayer gaming, actually. I mean, it wasn't, like, online or anything, but it had a pretty basic, like, team deathmatch game that you could play with up to 4 people, and you could add a whole bunch of bots to it, and it got pretty chaotic. But yeah, the only one that I don't have for some reason is Bully. Bully is just a phenomenal fucking game. It's literally just Grand Theft Auto, but you play as a kid in school, giving people wedgies, punching fucking nerds in the face.
Being a legitimate yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to robbing banks and killing hookers, you're stealing lunch money and beating up nerds.
Hell yeah.
Sounds about right.
My favorite thing to do.
Okay, so I will go through some of mine, a couple of which has already been mentioned, which, hold on a second, I just now realized I put 2 of the same game down. So first honorable mention, Enter the Matrix, fun game. Then The Suffering, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, Luigi's Mansion, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, Super Mario Sunshine, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, and the only reason it's Pro Skater 3 and not any of the other ones is for some reason this game I was a fucking literal god at. I was ass at 1 and 2, and I was only okay at best and 4 on. This game I was a legitimate I was Tony Hawk Jesus. All right, crazy. But then, yeah, True Crime, Streets of L.A., Ultimate Spider-Man, which Toby mentioned, Def Jam Vendetta, 007 Agent Under Fire, and NBA Live 2004. Or wait, hold on, I got 5 more. Now, I had these prepared if we were doing 10, so just have these in order from 10 to 6, because it's Evil Dead Regeneration, the first Spider-Man movie game, Freedom Fighters, X-Men Legends 2, The Rise of Apocalypse, and then Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love that we mentioned, among the 3 of us, we mentioned all of the Spider-Man games that came out for the PS2.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Spider-Man's just goated for the Gen 6 consoles, man.
Oh, dude, I never got to play Spider-Man 2 all that much, but yeah, I was able to play the fuck out of the first Spider-Man game.
Oh, I played the shit out of that one too. Fuck.
Hell yeah. Jacob, what you got for honorable mentions, my boy?
Okay, so I had MTV Off-Road Fury, the first one, because I also played that one more than the second one. I did play the second one a little bit, but MTV Off-Road Fury was responsible for one of the biggest jump scares in any video game ever, because I was trying to test the boundaries of the map. And if you know, you know. But I didn't realize...
You don't even need to tell us. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I'm not even going to say anything. Just try to see how far you can drive on MTV Off-Road Fury. You'll know what I'm talking about. Scared the shit.
This man has said MTV Off-Road Fury 3 times now.
Yeah.
I just want to let that be known.
It's so good. But yeah, I played the shit out of that. But of course, Spider-Man 1 game, Guitar Hero 2 and 3, I did not play as much of 1 as some people did, but Guitar Hero 2 and 3 I played the shit out of. War of the Monsters, which I already talked about. Draken, The Ancient Gates, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, Lego Star Wars, the first Ratchet and Clank, the first Jak and Daxter, the first Sly Cooper, Dragon Ball Z Sagas, which unfortunately did not go anywhere, because I want to say it was not very well received, but the concept, in my opinion, was fucking phenomenal. Having a little bit more of an open world RPG kind of style to a Dragon Ball Z game just felt like it would have been super fun, and I thought it was super fun, but I know why it didn't do as well as it did, or it could have. Of course, Budokai 2, I played the shit out of. Sonic Heroes, SSX 3, snowboarding game, played the shit out of it. Splashdown, Rides Gone Wild, a jet ski game, also played the shit out of it. Tony Hawk Underground 1, just because I didn't make it on my top 5, but it could easily have been put in with Underground 2, I think. X-Men Legends and X-Men Legends 2, and of course The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. More specifically, The Return of the King, which I played way more than the other two, especially the Battle of Pelennor Fields. If you know, you know. It's just a super fucking fun level, dude. Super fun. And just an almost endless onslaught of orcs playing as Gimli, Legolas, and Aragorn. Super fun. But
Nice.
yeah, good shit. But I did want to do a little bit of a shout out on Fable specifically, because Fable, if you'll notice, is the only Xbox exclusive game on my list, which I only played the opening mission for. And Toby, you might remember one day recently, before I moved, I sat and watched like a 2-hour long video essay on the Fable game, Fable 1. And I don't even know why, because I never played all the way through it. But for some reason, that opening mission just like stuck with me. And I remember seeing my buddy Trey play it like more than I ended up playing it. But for whatever reason, it just feels nostalgic to me, even to watch the dude play through the game and talk about it in a video essay format. And I think that's super cool, because I didn't really get into it otherwise. But I don't know. It's a cool fucking game, and I just need to honestly go back and play it. But
Dude,
yeah, good shit.
all of the Fable games are phenomenal. I did play 3 more than any of the other ones, because I didn't have an original Xbox. I had a 360, but
I played the shit out of 2.
Dude, Fable 3 was again, it was one of the first games that I played for the 360. That shit was fucking wild. Like the amount of shit you could do in Fable 3 was absolutely insane to me as a kid.
Yeah, I
Or as
think
a teenager, I guess.
I think the opening to Fable was just like fucked. So I think it just stuck with me. Like the opening act of going around to find the birthday present shit and all that kind of stuff, and then have your whole village just get sacked by bandits.
Yeah.
It's just fucked. And I don't know, it stuck with me. And I think it was just a phenomenal game.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Damn, we got like between the three of us, we got some solid ass bucket lists here.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us had the same game on our list.
No.
Yet.
Uh-oh. That's fucking insane.
We do have a number 1 slot still, though.
Yeah.
We do still have a number 1.
What is it?
Shall I?
Yeah.
You shall.
Yeah. Toby, I'm not going to lie. When I typed everything up, I put Resident Evil 4 at number 1 for you, and then I was filling everything else in as we went.
If you know me at all, everybody knows that Resident Evil 4 was going to be...
Yeah. I could have guessed that from a mile away.
I've run out of things to say about this game. I haven't already said. It's just one of the best games ever. It was my introduction to Resident Evil. I remember walking through that farm. I got this game as a birthday gift from my mom because she saw a dude on the cover holding a gun and she thought it looked like something that I would be interested in. I had never even heard of Resident Evil before that point.
Best mother prediction of all time.
That's facts. But, yeah, good call, Mom. But I remember on my birthday, me and Justin, we were sitting in the basement playing through this game, trying to figure out how the fuck it worked. And we were just geeking over all the small little details, like, oh, you can shoot the crows. They give you money. That's cool. It's got a fucking laser pointer on the gun. That's how you aim. There's no crosshair. That's fucking cool. And then we got to the farm. We got to the farm, and we're walking through, and we're like, oh, this looks ominous. And there was no music. I still to this day don't know why there was no music, because as soon as you alert an enemy in that game, there's very obvious music to cue you into, hey, you fucked up and alerted an enemy. He's coming for your asshole now. But we were walking through, and we had alerted an enemy, and it didn't play the music. And we're just deep-duding around, looking at stuff. And then all of a sudden, this dude climbs over the fucking fence next to us, and he's right next to the camera. Like, he climbs over the fence, and he's behind the character. He's, like, in between the character and the camera. So he's right in our fucking face. And it scared the piss out of both of us. We screamed. I cried. I shit my pants.
I shitted.
But, yeah, funny little story aside that I don't think I've ever actually told to anybody.
Hell yeah.
I know I hadn't heard that one.
Experience.
Don't worry, it's a safe spot to talk about Resident Evil either making you shit your pants or damn near shit your pants.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4 it has a place in my heart forever.
Oh, yeah.
Even if the remake came out and did a thing as possible, somehow made that game even better. The original game still holds a place in my heart, and it always will.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the remake.
Oh, it's so good.
I personally think the remake is the definitive way to play the game. I think it takes the story that was already really good and expands on the things that the original game didn't really touch on all that much. It didn't cut anything out, not anything significant anyway.
Yeah.
It's the same game, but better.
I literally could not agree more. It's the perfect, the just best scenario way to play Resident Evil 4. And that's not a knock on the original, because, I mean, obviously, if this would have been a top 10, Resident Evil 4 was going to be my number 6. So, I mean, yeah, it's a great game, but, man, the remake just... Where the original was at a 10, the remake's like, fuck that, we're going to a 15. And they succeeded on literally every count in my eyes.
It's a testament to the quality of the game itself that we live in an age where this game has been remade. This game is... Buck, is it 20 years old?
No, it's 18-ish.
It came out in 2005, didn't it?
Yeah, it was late in 2005.
So it's almost 20... This game is almost 20 years old now, and it's been remade. It has a phenomenal remake for modern consoles. But you can still go back and play the original game. And
Shit. Actually, it is 19 going on 20. It was released in January 11th of 2005.
Yeah. But yeah, it speaks to the quality of the game that you can play. You can choose either one and get the same experience.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 1, Resident Evil 4. Fuck yeah, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
My number 1 I originally debated on because of the fact that it was released for the next generation as well. The only thing is this, whereas like the Tony Hawk game, I think it had like 2 weeks before it was released. This actually had a few months so that it was on PlayStation first, or PlayStation 2 first, I should say, and then was eventually ported to other stuff. But released, I just lost the date. There we go. Released November 7th of 2006. It is Guitar Hero 2. This is... But at first when we were talking about this, it's like, oh yeah, that'd be tough to do. And then I just literally looked back, because I got multiple copies of Guitar Hero 2 on Xbox 360. And I was like, oh fuck, that is a no-brainer. It is Guitar Hero 2. Like, and the timing of it being released was perfect for me, because my job would generally shut down like the week before Thanksgiving or something. Then I'd be off for like 4 or 5 months, and I was out of high school at this point, so I was just going to college. Nothing but Guitar Hero 2. Nothing but Guitar Hero 2. I mean, shit. You see all these Guitar Hero guitars right here? That's not even like a quarter of my stuff. Guitar Hero in general is one of my favorite things ever. I love playing Guitar Hero. Well, I mean, Toby, you know, we played on lunch break at when we were at Walmart together.
For anybody that's not aware of us personally, Derek was my supervisor. Actually, both of these guys have been my supervisor at one point or another. Yep. But dude, we used to, like, Derek would bring in his laptop and his Guitar Hero controller, and we would sit in the management office on our lunch break and just play Guitar Hero. And
you know what? If a higher management came in, they knew what the fuck was going on. You stay the fuck out. 6 to 7 is Derek's fucking Guitar Hero time, and if Derek doesn't get his Guitar Hero time, he will literally fucking snap off. So, yeah. But, no, I mean, what, do I need to talk about songs? And, Madhouse, Freebird, Carry Me Home, Meeserloo, as much as a pain in the ass as that one was. What else was there? Rock This Town was a total bitch. I still, to this day, hate playing that song. But this had a very, very long set list, which was, it improved on the original in every way, shape, and form. And also, just let me say, Jordan. Okay. But yeah, Guitar Hero 2. If you have not heard of that, God have mercy on you, I guess. I don't know. It was everywhere back in the day.
Figure it out.
Can I be honest with you, Derek?
Oh, God. What?
I appreciate all of the Guitar Hero games. I think they all have their place. But I think I played like 3 songs on Guitar Hero 2 and never went back to it. I don't know why. I just was not vibing with 2 for some reason. I just couldn't, like. I think it's because I went from 3 to 2.
Oh,
like I put 3 first, and then going back to 2 was like.
Well,
I didn't feel quite as responsive, and I was just like, this doesn't feel as good. I don't want to play this.
Okay, so yes, you are 100% correct about that. 3's hammer-on and pull-off system was a lot smoother than 2's, which, believe it or not, 2's was a hell of a lot smoother than 1's. But out of the 2 games, which do I like better, Guitar Hero 2 or Guitar Hero 3? Guitar Hero 3. Like, that's not even a question. But Guitar Hero 3 was released like same day for PS3, Xbox 360, PS2, this and this. So when I was factoring this in, I was like, that is a next-gen game just coming out on an old-gen console. It's not like brand spanking new for this generation, whereas Guitar Hero 2, even though it was only like 5 months, 6 months, it still was just PS2 for that little time period. Because, I mean, ultimately I ended up playing more on Xbox 360 because I made 10 more songs and the Explorer guitar is freaking awesome, which... Hey, looky there. But, yeah, so that's the only reason, like, Guitar Hero 2 was number 1. But, yeah, 3 played better. I think I do still like most of 2's set more. It's like Hangar 18 and stuff on there. I mean, yeah, 3 has Through the Fire and Flames, 2 has Jordan, so it's just... They're both good. I mean, it's Guitar Hero, right? The end.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what Guitar Hero game... Like, that's why I love Clone Hero so much, or the concept of Clone Hero, at least. It's just the definitive Guitar Hero experience.
Oh, yeah, like, the definitive Guitar Hero Rock Band experience, 100% Clone Hero. Because you can play all of it in one location.
Hell yeah.
And you get Guitar Hero's layouts, like HUD and everything. Because I fucking hate Rock Band's layout. Like, I never could get into just the line notes. No, they had to be circles. Like, I couldn't do it. Life of me.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Jacob, what's number 1? Let's hear it.
Well, pretty underwhelming for for a majority of people, I guarantee it, because it sure as fuck is not a showstopper like Resident Evil 4 or Guitar Hero 2, that's for damn sure. But personally...
Hello Kitty Island Adventure, got it.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure, released for the PlayStation... No, I'm just kidding. No, it is just a game that's responsible for a lot of me getting into RPGs, and I mentioned it in our Games That Got Us Into Gaming video. It is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1. I did play the shit out of 2 as well, but I think 2 did release for new consoles, and then was put on... I think it released for all the consoles simultaneously. I don't think it was... And I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm tripping, but I'm pretty sure it released for everything at the same time. But Dark Alliance 1 I like more anyway. Just, I don't know if it's nostalgia or what, but the story is literally the most basic bitch-ass shit that you could possibly think of. There's a couple of useless fucking town guards that damn near witness you get mugged by bandits, and you just are curious as to where they went with your shit, so you decide to go figure it out, and then you're just roped into this fucking adventure that takes you into places that for whatever reason your traveling ass probably wouldn't have been a part of otherwise, but you're like, you know what, fuck it, we ball, let's just do this. I guess we're gonna go fight some goddamn ice dragons in the middle of the fucking mountains with some dwarves. But it's fun, I like it. They recently released it on the PlayStation 4, I want to say, or no, I guess not recently, but they released it again on the PlayStation 5 at least. I don't know if it was on the PlayStation 4 first, but I know it is currently on the PlayStation 5, and I recently got them both, the Dark Alliance 1 and 2. They look more crisp. Like, if you go and play this on a PlayStation 2 hooked into your 65-inch flat-screen TV, you're literally just looking at amplified pixels. It looks god awful. But the PlayStation 5 versions of them look like what you would expect them to look like if the game was just released. It's just the same game or whatever. But I'll be completely real. The graphics are pretty dog water. Just in general, the animations are very blocky. The jizzle, Jesus fucking Christ. The jiggle physics for the women's titties are way over the top and exaggerated to no end for absolutely no reason, and I love it, obviously. Just look up Dark Alliance boob jiggle. I guarantee the first thing that's going to pop up is the innkeeper from the Elf Song Tavern. And it's infamously hilarious how much those things are just bouncing all over the damn place while she's talking. Very distracting. I don't know what she wants me to do. She just wants me to kill some rats in her cellar, I guess. But I've been focusing on your boobs the whole time because why are they moving like that? But
you're speaking?
Yeah, exactly. I also noticed in the high-res nature of the PlayStation 5 that her shirt, like, her tits clip through her shirt. Which I never noticed in the PlayStation 2 version, but I thought that was funny. Anyway. Yeah, just a good old top-down isometric RPG and very simple, easy-to-follow story that gets you into all manner of shenanigans. And, yeah, I've got a save file on my PlayStation 2 that's just god tier. I've got the best weapon of the game, some of the best armor you can get, and I can just go through and beat the fuck out of whoever I want, and it's fun. But
yeah,
good stuff, man. I've played the shit out of this game through and through, over and over and over again, and I will continue to do so. I really wish that the Dark Alliance game that got released for the PlayStation, I want to say it was the PlayStation 4, maybe it was PS5, maybe it was both, I can't remember. The one that Toby and I and Cheeks tried to stream. I really, really wish that had made it. I wish they had made it in the same way that Dark Alliance 1 and 2 for the PlayStation 2 was made, but it just wasn't the same. Didn't feel right. Wasn't as fun. Super fucking buggy. I'm sure it's probably not as buggy anymore, but it was pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
That was one of the most unfortunate gaming experiences of my life.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Which sucks because it could have been a really good time. But here we are.
But yeah, so that's our top fives for the sixth generation of video games. With such a wide variety of games to choose from, I'm curious what people will comment down below. Yeah, maybe somebody's pissed that San Andreas didn't make anybody's list. I don't know, but we want to know. We want to know what your five is, what you thought of our five. So let us know down below, please.
For the record, San Andreas was in my list. It was going to be my number 5 originally, but it got phased out pretty quick when I remembered that Red Dead Revolver was a thing, and then Red Dead Revolver got phased out in favor of Gun.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because, like, when we initially proposed this idea, I was the first one to be like, my list is fucking done already. Like, this is the easiest fucking thing that you guys have ever asked me to do. Like, make a top 5 PS2 games? That's fucking insanely easy for me.
Fine, and we'll slip it up then, you bitch.
My list changed at least 10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what all was in my original list.
No, I know. I just had to go through, like, literally, I went through lists of, like, PlayStation games, Xbox games, and GameCube games. Dreamcast I didn't really have to worry about considering I didn't play it a whole lot. But yeah, going through those lists painstakingly and making sure that I got everything. I mean, it's no bullshit. There's a lot of freaking games for this generation. Like, a lot.
It was a really, really good time doing this episode, though. I think this was my favorite episode that we've done so far. And I like part of that is like just my own little mission of going back and playing through all of these games again, getting to revisit some of these games that I haven't played since I was like 10 years old was really cool, and I enjoyed that greatly. We should definitely do more of these.
I was going to say, maybe we should go ahead and tentatively pencil in a 7th generation, because Xbox 360, man, if I played a lot in the 6th generation, I played frickin' twice as much in the Xbox 360. I mean, this whole binder right here is mostly filled with Xbox 360 stuff, and that's not even counting, frickin' digital stuff.
Here, this tote right here is literally all fucking 360 games.
Dude, hell yeah. I'm pumped.
So I could totally do a 360 game list.
Gen 7,
Or just
something you guys wanted to do.
Gen 7 consoles would be great.
Yeah, because that would be Wii, PS3, and 360. That's a fucking stack.
The Wii.
Yeah,
I forgot about the fucking Wii.
I definitely don't have any fucking Wii games on my list.
Yeah, no.
Maybe Smash Bros. Brawl, but I think that was... I don't know. I don't know if that would make my list, because I played way more games during this era, so I don't think it would make it.
By the time we moved into this era, yeah, it was basically exclusively Xbox. I played a little bit of PS3, but PS3 was, like, sorry to say it, ass. I still think the Xbox 360 was better than the PS3, but PS3 did have a few good games on it. I won't take away from that. One of them actually probably would find its way into my top 5 for that, because I played the fuck out of it. Yeah,
there's one in particular that I would definitely have on my list. That was for every console that it came, every console that it released on, and every console since. So,
yeah, but yeah, I'd be down to do more of that. By the time we get to PS4, though, I guess we could still do it. Still playing a lot.
I could probably do a PS4. I might even be able to do a PS5 era, to be honest with you. Even though I don't play as many games
for the era, and or for this current era, I should say. But I almost feel like it probably wouldn't be a good idea to do that, considering this generation still has a couple more years.
Yeah.
Before we're rolling into different consoles, so that'll just change drastically, anyways, more than likely.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully.
But
hopefully it'll change drastically, because we've had some stinkers come out as well recently.
Yeah, actually, I could definitely do a PS4 one. I got shit for that too.
Do you guys think you could do a 5th generation?
Oh, I know I could.
PS1.
Like, you're talking the guy that literally grew up in the 5th generation. So yeah.
PS1, I probably could. I could probably shit together 5 games in the PS1 era. I know 2 right off the bat, but PS2
64.
PS2 is where. Oh yeah, duh. N64. Yeah, I could definitely come up with 5 for sure. Never mind. I forgot about N64. Yep, we're good. We're good.
Spoiler alert: Smash Brothers #2 again.
Maybe
that one's probably going to be harder for me than it is for you guys, because I didn't actually play the N64. My only exposure to that generation of consoles was the PS1.
Well, one of my favorite games of all time is PlayStation 1. And I definitely played some N64 games as well.
Yeah, I'd have to look at my list of favorite games, but I'm pretty sure 64 has 2 of them in there.
Smash Bros. Might be one of them.
But alright, we need to table this conversation for later, because we're just rambling at this point.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Thank you all for watching.
Do not forget, please, like, comment, sub, have fun stuff. Let us know your top 5, and we'll go from there.
Thank you for joining us again, Toby, as usual.
It's a pleasure.
and we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, home slices.
Have a good one.